Hey guys, welcome back to some more Legend of Zelda Isle of Rebirth, and we have a little bit of a problem. I've actually recorded this portion of the guide, of the playthrough, 3 different times, and it keeps airing on me, and I actually recorded this portion and I saved after I had finished recording. Which unfortunately has caused some things that I previously did to already be done. Basically, I made progress in the dungeon off camera because of the recording problems. So here's a little block pushing puzzle, very unnecessary block pushing puzzle that I did, and it lowered these blocks. This actually takes me back to this room here, and once I stepped on the stars, it lowered these blocks, so it just acted as a shortcut, especially if you came to this area early on in the dungeon. So I'm just retracing my steps, showing off what I did, even though at this point none of this is really required. So even the enemies have been killed already in here. This series of rooms just led to this room here, where we previously were at the top left portion of this room, and there was a small key right here. After getting the small key, now we basically have everything that is needed to get to the dungeon boss. This little giant torch thing here, one of the guys in one of the villages had mentioned that there's one of those torches in every dungeon, and they serve just like the fairy fountains we saw in the overworld, that they just basically restore your health. But anyway, normally we would have gotten a small key from just a few screens to the left over there. I've actually already used the small key. But yeah, at this point we are ready to take on the dungeon boss. So another warning here. I won't actually spoil the dungeon boss until I get there, but this dungeon boss is hard. Or at least significantly harder than the previous boss. I recorded a video, the first video that I tried recording of this particular segment. It was a 45-minute video, and only the first 5 minutes was getting to the boss, and then it was 40 minutes of me playing and fighting the final boss and repeatedly dying, and it was quite embarrassing. But anyway, if I got that, I should have gotten that key, and it would have opened up this locked door that was right here. And then this basically takes me to the dungeon boss, this room right here. Stepping on this switch, it actually just lowered these blocks here, or got rid of them, basically allowing me easy access to the dungeon boss, who is a giant Moldorm. It's like mechanized Moldorm or whatever, forgot his name. He's hard, as I mentioned before. Moldorm has been a regular boss from, I think he first appeared, well, Moldorms were enemies in the original Legend of Zelda, but then he was a boss in the Legend of Zelda, and later on a boss in A Link to the, in A Link to the Past. Then he was a boss again in Link's Awakening, and yeah. Alright, well that's death number 1. So usually at the beginning of this battle, I always try to get a spin attack off, because it gets that free first attack, really. And spin attacks do double the amount of damage, so that's good. So during his first phase, you want him to do this like sort of dash attack that he's doing right now. That gives you time to sort of circle around and get a hit in. If he's just wandering around and like he is right this second, then he can actually turn, like he can just completely turn whenever he wants, and he actually moves faster than Link. So if he, like, basically it's just luck of the draw, really. If he walks right into you, there is virtually no way to avoid his attack. But whereas if he dashes at you, he will continue moving in a straight line all the way until he hits a wall. So it's basically, you have some safety a little bit. I'm not really doing a good job here during this first phase, and you do want to try to avoid the top, bottom, and the sides of the room. You always want to move away from him, or at least away from his head, and try to avoid getting cornered, really. In terms of other items, the boomerang doesn't do anything. the candle doesn't do anything. The arrow does work in terms of actually harming its tail, but it's got to be a precise hit. I do use that from time to time, and I will probably show that off in one of the attempts against him. So there's basically 3 phases to this battle as well. This first phase is just basically all you've seen. During my last attempt at him, you saw during his he eventually starts dropping boulders from the ceiling. That's one of his 2 attacks during his second phase. He'll either fly into the air and then cause boulders to drop, or he'll start moving. Like he'll go to the top and bottom of the screens, and he'll actually go off screen. That's the attack you want him to use. And once he finally does it, I'll show it off, because you can get a number of hits in him consecutively, and it's fairly safe too. You don't take much damage. Ideally, I'd like to be able to beat his first phase without getting hit, though, because his later phases can be quite difficult. So when he does this flying attack, though, he comes down to the surface for a second. And then he usually follows it up immediately with another flying attack. So this is the other. Well, that's the other attack he does, but I sort of got cornered there. All right, let's see. Hopefully third time's the charm here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna probably use the arrows a little bit here. So it's all about precision with the arrows. Usually when he's doing his dash attacks, the back of his body usually moves enough where you can actually get a few hits in. But it takes some precision. It's a little safer. You don't have to play as risky because you don't have to get right up to his back, but it's still hard to aim with good precision. Usually if I get hit a few times during the first phase, I won't bother using the arrows at that point, because I'll just save them for my next attempt. Like, that was a really awful attempt. I never got past the first phase. Alright, let's see if we can do a little better this time. Alright, come on. He's not doing his, I don't know what triggers his various attack methods, but I want him to dash in me. There we go. Oh, don't fall in the water. Well, at least falling in the water is better than getting hit by him. It's only half a heart if you fall in the water, but it's 2 hearts if he hits you. At least that's the hero mode damage. The regular mode, I imagine it's I don't know if there's quarter heart, but it'd be quarter heart and probably 1 heart. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this is his other attack that you really want him to do, because he just goes up and down like this, and he'll come up and down depending on where you're standing. But if oh shoot, as you can see, I sort of, I wouldn't say completely perfected that, but alright, and here is his third phase. He'll just, well, there it is. So as you see, his third phase is a bit more random. He is very aggressive in his third phase. There's boulders come very quickly. Oh, shoot. And furthermore, he dashes consecutively across the entire screen. Can be very hard to avoid. During your third phase, though, that's the time to use the bombs, though, because a bomb does not necessarily have to hit his tail. It can hit anywhere in his body, and like if you drop a well-timed bomb, it'll not just hurt his head, or not just hurt him once. It can hurt every part of his body, so you can actually hit him 5, 6, 7 times with a single bomb, and that is definitely the best way of defeating his final phase, I should say. Right now, this is a miserable run. One thing I usually do is if I get hurt, oh boy, if I get hit early against him, I usually just start playing aggressive, because that usually means I'm either gonna, I usually will either die quicker, or I'll just or I'll actually just it'll be a quicker battle if I do get lucky and do actually beat him. It's like no point in taking my slow time when I'm gonna die. Okay, well I did make it even after a very doesn't matter. Alright, let's try it again. That was a little risky, but I've played him now so many times since, like I said, I tried recording this several times now, and I've actually beaten him several times. But every time he's not, even after I've probably played him 100 times. I'm not even exaggerating with that. And even after so many attempts against him, I haven't perfected him, but I've gotten pretty good against him. He's not the type of boss that you can just win every single time at. Like, even the best of the best players will, it's repetitive, but there's still a random factor. He's definitely not easy. Alright, final phase. Let's see if I can... Okay, I'm gonna try... During his third dash across the screen, he's actually above ground, so you can't actually hit him. Okay. Let me, Alright, I'm gonna try a bomb this time here. Oh, wait. He didn't actually... I got it. So when he dashes across... Okay, let's try a bomb right there. There you go. See, that's how you hit him with a bomb. That's a well-executed bomb. Wherever when he dashes that first time, the next time he dashes, he's gonna like dash over, like he'll cross with his initial dash. So, yeah. All right, yay, Triforce. I finally found you, Archmage. Your plot ends here. I had assumed your kind wasn't such a reckless lot, Skychild. That said, this wasn't unaccounted for. It's irrelevant whether or not you foresaw this. Your time has come, Venser. Your life need not end yet, Skychild. I still have yet a purpose for you. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys, and tune in next time, and we will navigate the overworld in search of the next dungeon. So, take care.